How can you compare rational numbers on a number line? Think about this question during the lesson. Rational numbers can be written in different ways. Why would you convert rational numbers into different forms to compare the numbers in this problem? The problem asks you to compare a fraction and a decimal. It's easier to work with numbers when they are in the same form. You can use what you know about how to convert rational numbers into different forms to locate numbers on a number line. Compare -4/3 and -1 5/10. One way to compare -4/3 and -1 5/10 is to think of -4/3 as a decimal. Then divide 4 by 3. What is the answer? -4/3 equals -1 1/3, which is equal to -1 33/100. Now compare the two decimals on the number line. Why is -1 3/10 repeating to the right of -1 5/10 on the number line? -1 3/10 is repeating to the right of -1 5/10 on the number line because it is greater than -1 5/10. 1 3/10 repeating is equal to 1.3333 and so on. It will be a greater number than -1 5/10. How does the number line show that -4/3 is greater than -1 5/10? It shows that -1 3/10 is greater than -1 5/10 because it is to its right, and -4/3 is equal to -1 3/10. So, -4/3 is greater than -1 5/10, or -1 5/10 is less than -4/3. Another way to compare these two numbers is to think of -4/3 and -1 5/10 as mixed numbers. Change -1 5/10 to a mixed number. Now take the fraction from -1 5/10 and reduce it. Why are the numerator and denominator of the fraction 5/10 both divided by 5? They are both divided by 5 in order to reduce the fraction part to the simplest form. On a number line, -1 1/3 is to the right of -1 1/2. So, -4/3 is greater than -1 5/10, or -1 5/10 is less than -4/3. Now you know how to compare rational numbers on a number line by thinking of the numbers as mixed numbers, as well as compare rational numbers on a number line by thinking of the numbers as decimals. you.